They're right here. This time I'm going here because they don't be clean. But they cheat, especially she. You know how she do. Like, no, I ain't getting back on it. Like, girl, what would you say? You want to get on the TV? I always got TVs. You think they shouldn't get you TV, really? They already got tablets in there. You didn't go watch the tablets, really. They need a real cheap one. I think it's up too much.
What's up? There it is. Another edition, man. Top of the morning with Pro, man. Yep. What's good? What's good? Wow. Okay. Hey, what's up, y'all? Damn, only two people like me. Nick, what's up, Nick? Thomas, Paris, man, what's up, man? Damn, what's up? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, it's top of the morning this morning, man. Top of the morning. Top of the morning. Let me cut that light on. Everything good with y'all? What's the latest news? This morning I got up with reaching out to hey Vaughn, what's up, man? What's up, bro? Reaching out to World Star. Getting that set up. Getting that set up for everybody. Looking for a good interview with him. And also hopefully God willing, sometime in the week, I can go ahead and link back up with Game Breaker, and we sit down and chat up. You know, he has a story to tell. Let him tell his story. You know, about his how he stumbled into the Negro dogs. You know, man, that's crazy, Paris. Man, that is crazy, bro. That's crazy. You know what? Bro, we have some topics to talk about love later this week. Oh yeah. The day is Memorial Day. Yeah. Shout out to the vets. Shout out to the vets. What you talking about, Wes? Hold up. Matter of fact, test it to me real quick. Test it to me real quick, bro. Let me see. Okay. Let me go to I wasn't called. Yeah, test it to me real quick. Oh man. I don't feel too good today. I didn't even know it was a holiday. Wait on your response. Roy White, man, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? That's okay, ain't but saying people like me this morning. I know everybody wake up with a bad, wake up feeling it, wake up on the wrong side of the bed every blue moon. Yeah, man. What's up, Reckless? All right, man. Percival, man. Damn, man. What's up, man? Where you been hiding? Huh? Okay. The Quinn Williams. Yeah. I gotta go to the store and get some ribs. No, not no ribs. Melvin Brown. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I put a few I put a few posts up to the group yesterday, day before yesterday. But I don't never let my post stay up no more than 24 to 48 hours. I take all of them down, snatch them down, snatch all my posts down. I never let a post stay up. Not unless I'm doing something just a regular post like for my regular timeline. But anything in the dog group, I never let those posts stay. They never remain. Never remain. If they don't catch it then, they don't catch it then. Dog me and the police alike, they just won't get it because pro gonna snatch his down, all of them down. hmm Yeah, and yeah, uh, dealing with the internet, man, you got to be real careful. I'm telling you. hmm I was what was I looking at the other day? Matter of fact, I was looking at something. The HSU or the Humane Society. Yeah, the Humane Society, man. I was looking at a page, and first dog I seen on was Grand Champion Hog. Then going down online page, different pedigrees, and they highlighting the dogs. And a few of the famous dogs that ever looked through a collar, they were on there. And then they were just actually showing the unwilling public, the unwitting public, uh, basically how we rock as dog men. Just that whole website showing the blueprint, and then I'm just scrolling on down, and then it came to a Facebook post. I looked at the Facebook post and I read it. They got rid of Facebook. It was I think the post read said if you ain't willing to if you ain't willing to hook one up to a jumper cable, you ain't got no business breeding them or something like that. And I was like, whoa, and all this stuff that I was looking at and reading, apparently, is compiled from actual court documents. And I'm just going down looking, and I'm blowed. I'm like, damn, shit. I'm looking, and I scroll on down, and then it has you know, like when perfect example when O.J. Simpson uh was accused with murdering his wife and her then lover, Ron Goldman, Nicole Brown Simpson. Uh, it was a lengthy court battle, and in this court case, the state, um, Marcia Clark, uh, forgot the brother's name, but they ended up being lovers in the end. But needless to say, they brought their team of experts in. They brought their team of best experts in. Spent lots of money on the case. On the other hand, OJ with his dream team, who did they look to for a top authority on DNA science, which eventually freed him? Was a lawyer, or was a DNA specialist by the name of Barry Sheck. Barry Sheck went into it, pulled out all the facts. The DNA didn't line up. I don't think I'm live. Let me see something real quick. Hey, what's up, man? I'm just sitting here. I'm sitting here, doing the top of the morning thing, talking to the guys about that thing you had something about the ASPCA and all the information that they had just on the dogs. You know what I mean? And
a lot of times you set yourself up for failure. You might not even be doing nothing, but because they equate some everyday lingo to certain things, it's almost like you are putting them on you. You know what I mean? In a bad light. Like I said, with everything comes innovation, and when you're taking my everyday lingo and using it against me to say that it means something bad, I don't think I'm gonna try to prove you wrong. And 9 times out of 10, the judge and the state is on your side. I'm not gonna get a fair case in that regard, because I'm pretty sure that the average adult say, well, shit, why ain't you just come up with some new lingo?
Right.
Or why did you stop saying those trigger words? That's all they have become.
Listen. I was explaining, about the OJ case, and how both sides of the defense and the prosecution, they had their own team of experts. What the Humane Society got their own team of experts. And guess who it is, bro? Former legends, former dog fighters. Look, check it.
They're expert witnesses.
They're expert witnesses.
You might not. You gotta look at it. It still doesn't give the accused a fair case, because if here it is, I'm not even doing that, but just being a good APBT owner, right?
Right.
I haven't done anything wrong, but from the time I was a boy to manhood, these have been the words my grandfather used, my uncles used, my dad used, my mentor used, and for the dog woman of life, whoever was, teaching her. But anyway, these are the words that they use. So naturally, I use these words. Now I use these words, and I don't even know. There's a whole monster out there. It's just like you go in the bathroom and you turn the lights off and say Candyman. You're not even knowing what the hell you're saying. There's a monster on you. There's a monster gonna jump right out that mirror on you,
So I was just like I was saying, I was explaining, if 90% of the posts that I put up, in these groups, I'll come back a day later or something like that. After I felt like enough people done commented on it or whatever, I take it down. I take it down.
I mean, I don't know how much that'll be for, like, let's say if an officer suspected you or something, and you're using these trigger words. The fact that you took it down don't mean that you didn't use the word, or you didn't make them look at you for using the word.
Right.
Yeah, so I just think the guys should really stop using them.
Just stop using them. Yeah. Just stop using them.
It's not like if you change your lingo, because you got to remember how analytics work and algorithms. You might not be saying nothing. Like, you can use the word call, you can use the word game, you can use the word bulldog, you can use all these different words in another group and use them in another grammatical pattern. In that group, it wouldn't set the algorithm off to watch you. But because the algorithm is set on a game dog chat and stuff like that, now when you use those words, the algorithm picks you up. So it's not as much as a big boogeyman sitting out there watching it as much as it is algorithms flagging guys.
Yeah.
And making a motherfucker say, well, hey, let me go check this guy out. But nothing more than just using words. I'm not saying what a guy does or what he doesn't do. I'm just talking about how they taking your lingo. Imagine going to a foreign country,
right,
and you speak English. You speak English,
right,
and they saying everybody speak English. Check them out. Even if you don't lock them up, you don't do nothing, you don't take nothing from them. Just check them out. Investigate them. Once they do that, they have taken the very language you speak and they're using it against you. And that is the case for most dogmen that will fall victim of what I'm talking about.
That's right. It said that. You right. It said that's right. That's right.
And then not to mention, you got guys that were caught doing wrong, and now in their wrongdoing, they have been deemed trustworthy by their opponents. And in that trustworthiness, they can say anything about you to that opponent that you and them once shared. They're now helping that opponent. So that makes the opponent just that much stronger. That's just like a guy he was a yard boy over at this yard for 6 years. Now he come and be a yard boy over at this other yard.
Right.
Typically, the second yard he go to will be stronger from him being there because they get to see what they doing and they get to know what their opponent was doing because this expert witness has been around them. So yeah, that's something that talks about.
You know what? That's kind of funny that you said that, right? When I was younger, right? When I was younger, you know, my original mentors, my two original mentors, Tom and Jeff Kyler, you know, they had a pretty good yard. You know, so eventually, you know, it had got to the point, you know, to where, you know, the environment was beginning to be the environment was beginning to become a little too toxic for me. You know, me still being in school, you know, and you know, me having a good positive upbringing. So I went and jumped camps. You know what I'm saying? So after a while, you know, when I after a while I started working with the Patterson boys, and Jeff them would play with me jokingly, you know, label me as a traitor, you know. what type of information you getting them boys over there about our dog?
I told you. What I tell you? What did I tell you?
Yeah.
Anything you would have said they was doing at the previous yard, the second yard would have believed everything you were saying.
Right.
Due to the fact that you were an expert on it, you said you was there.
I was
You're
there.
well versed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's what these guys are doing. They're saying, look, I was there. I was doing wrong. Let me tell you everybody else who was doing. You know what I mean? And now they're trustworthy.
Right. You know, I was basically, you know, just wanting to speak a little bit about, you know, just the basic, you know, standards, man, of the day's game dog, man. You know, when, you know, matter of fact, we were speaking about this the other day, you know, about, you know, I was telling you about J-Bo. I told you about J-Bo this morning. You know, J-Bo was telling me, say, bro, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, just watch. Boy, I got something for you that's gonna change your whole pedigree. I was like, wow. You know, that's, you know, I really didn't quite grasp the impact of what he said when he told me that. You know, that really, you know, after you told me what you told me this morning, that really made me have high regard for the standards that he hold on his yard, you know, for a man to feel like that, you know.
Yeah.
No.
And see, a lot of people will say, why would a breeder send you his best? It's not that he's sending you his best as much as when you buy prospects, he's sending you a good one.
A good one.
And he has the ability to do this because he has the family that created the dog.
That's right.
You know, and keeping good relations with you, he don't lose the dog. What you gonna tell him? He can't come breed to it?
Right.
Nah. You gonna always have an open door policy with him.
Right.
So is it as much as getting rid of it, or is it putting them at another location to build better relations?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right. You know,
have a lot of older guys. Their thing is you send out a smoker. You send out a smoker to change the dynamics of man yard, whether by a KA or it's just by him saying, you know what,
hey,
this dog's gonna match up to this one. This is a good one. But your thing is to try to clear his yard out, and that was what a lot of old timers did. I mean, my mentor, that's what I was taught. You said man one good enough for him to look at his and say, you know what, they not as good at this.
You know, that's why you know, you look back at the track record of Don Mayfield, and I hold him in such high regard. You know, not only he had a good family of dogs, and he was always known to have a good family of dogs, but you know, whenever he went out and beat you, man, and if you was ever fortunate enough to buy that dog from him, you knew you was getting a real good dog. And it eventually changed your program. A lot of programs was built off of dogs that Don Maloney sold right up out of that box.
Don Maloney or Don Mayfield?
I'm gonna say Don Mayfield, my bad. Don Mayfield. Maloney, Mayfield, yeah. Don Mayfield, my bad. Yeah. Don Mayfield. Yeah.
Now you might even be able to put both of them in that sentence. I was just saying you started one, but yeah,
they both sprung from the same root.
Yeah. But this is my thing. If you really look at it, one of the things Don used to pride himself on, and this may be his personal opinion, and people say, well, that's a lie. I ain't into that. I don't give a fuck if it's a lie or not. But he used to brag about having one of the purest families. You know, this is one of the titles, his self-proclaimed title. You know, the self-proclaimed titles is the one you pride yourself on the most.
You know, and I think that's what a lot of people are missing. A lot of people are missing. When you go to a particular stud to breed, okay, or if you purchase a dog off a particular bitch, you know, what are you breeding to? Are you breeding to that particular stud, or are you breeding to that family? You know what I mean?
Well, see, you breed to the family by way of the stud.
By way of the stud.
Normally the dog is the man who has a family of dogs calls his stud dog for that time. That's the dog. That's the dog or one of the dogs that he's funneling his blood through. He's passing the torch through that actual dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that get most dogs called stud dogs.
I mean,
where the man funnels his blood.
Well, you know, it's a trend now. It's been.
Hey, Melvin, what's going on, man? I wasn't looking at the chat.
Yeah.
Now I see.
Yeah, Melvin. Hey, y'all too loud over there. I hear y'all loud. Y'all should have stayed in the chair over there. Y'all should have stayed in the chair. Echo going all the way up the stairs, coming back down here to me, going right into my computer, and I'm doing a phone. I'm on the phone with somebody, you know, and they in my chat trying to hear them. Damn. Go ahead, bro. I lost my train of thought then.
You were saying it's starting to be a trend.
Yeah, you know, it's starting to be a trend. You know, I mean, you know, in the last 20 years, you know, it's like a good stud, you know, comes, you know, opens up, you know, to the world, you know, a good stud open up to the world, or you know, the next best dog, you know, this, you know, opens up for stud, and it's like, you know, it seems like they breed into that freak. You know, that freak we was talking about.
Well, yeah, most of us want to breed to the mutation.
To the mutation, yeah. To the mutation.
When the mutation sits good in our eyes, like take for instance, you might have one that all of a sudden just came out with some freakishly long teeth.
Right.
Well, it's actually a mutation. It's just in your eyes, it's good. You know what I mean? So you start to breed on that. Well, the non-performer from a line of performers is a mutation also. So when you find yourself just breeding for mutations and you start to breed up on that, everything outside of that, like take for instance, if you had two from a family of dogs that had long cutters, and the dogs from this family have average size cutters.
Right.
You're now taking those two dogs and want to breed them together because that's what you're breeding up for. So you're taking the mutation and you're making it dominant. Now, in that mutation, you don't know how much different things are that you can't see. You know what I mean? Over time, you realize, like, damn, man, my dog's only living to about 7 years old when they was living to 14. You know, you got longer teeth, but the one you can see is what you like. Okay, so now the mutation, in those dogs, the mutation has become the dominant gene. Well, a lot of lines have put so many non-performers in their line to where when you look at the average pedigree of today's dog, no matter what the dog does, because most men in this breed aren't consistent enough to build a family, they get in the dogs, get out of the dogs when they realize there's no money and all that type of, all those dreams they had, those bully expectations. Well, when you do that and you look back and you see the genes that you have made the dominant from inferior genes, it was just something you wanted there, whether it was the color, whether it was whatever. You chasing that, you've put other mutations as dominant genes. And if you just look at performance and you put up the average pedigree of today, the non-performers are the dominant dogs in the pedigree.
Like speaking, I was like, you know, we're speaking in terms of when you're talking about the genetic coding in dogs, right? We was talking about like speaking about dogs without variation. You know, you go breed to the next great stud, but when you offspring him, he ain't got no siblings. That means
well,
that,
yeah,
huh?
It takes
No. I'm gonna say no siblings.
No variation.
No.
Well, see,
no little mates.
When you get a dog with no variation to it, meaning this dog was just produced off of a litter mate bred to his litter mate. Take two of those, breed them to each other. Take two of those, breed them to each other. It's no variation, meaning you don't have no room when you get the dog and you trying to start a family of dogs. Your inbreed suppression is really gone. You bought a dog that had no inbreed suppression left. So, like, you couldn't take those dogs and say, well, I mean, you can do what you want to, but 9 times 10, you're going to be set so far back because, like I just told you, inbreed suppression is gone through lack of variation. So you might say, I want to take these two dogs, I'm going to breed them together. Well, you didn't start with a wide enough variation to where when you start to stomp on those dogs, the inferior traits that you also stomping on could take over.
That's right.
It's not going to be the way that you want it to be. Genetics don't work that way.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's not going to go the way that you think it. Sometimes you luck up and it goes exactly how you wanted it to go.
And then you know, that's crazy, you know, because I look at that. That's one of the things that I look for, you know, when I go to analyzing a lot of the some of the more notable studs that people have been breeding to in the last, you know, 15, maybe 20 years. I look for that.
Yeah.
I look for that variation. And then I see it, and then I look all the way up to the present dog, and they still calling them that, that one particular dog. You know what I mean?
I mean, shoot, you got dudes today, man. They just think that, let's say, I don't want to offend nobody, so I'm gonna try to pick the right way. Let's just say, a grand champion, Woody Boy dog. I don't know no dog name there, so should nobody be offended. But you got grand champion Woody Boy dog, right? Now, a dude to have Woody Boy one time in his third generation, and he'll be advertising that as a Woody Boy dog. This grand champion Woody Boy dog. And it's in the third generation, there's 7 other different dogs. So why would you call it a Woody Boy dog? Whatever the variation is, he may contain some of that in him, but he doesn't contain it at a high enough concentrated rate to where you would call him a grand champion Woody Boy dog. But take what I just said and think about how many people you see make a post, where's such and such dogs at? And the pedigrees people post, you'd be like, why would you even post that to that question? So it's telling you the average guy today, it's just power in having a pedigree. It's not, I mean, when you look at what they post, it show the average guy they can't read pedigrees and they don't know the purpose of pedigrees. Yeah. And that's no slight to nobody. The average person that's teaching you about the dogs don't know how to read the pedigree. So I'm not going knock a man for not knowing about trigonometry, and there was never nobody around to really teach him trigonometry.
Right.
So it's not a put down. Yeah, it definitely ain't no put down or nothing like that. But yeah, you don't want to get nothing with no inbreed suppression left, because you gotta outcross that dog, and once you outcross it, it's like, damn, what am I chasing? I know it's supposed to be like this, but shit, even though he's heavily bred on this, I just put this dog in and he's coming in at a 50% rate. So what am I really supposed to be saying? You don't want to do it that way.
Well, it's like when I was talking to someone the other day, and he was like, "Pro man, why do you tell everybody, why do you keep reiterating to everybody, when it comes to the standards of your own yard, and the only way to understand and know what you really got is to compete against yourself. Look at your own stuff. It's almost like the survival of the fittest on your own yard." And then I say, well, a lot of problem with a lot of people have, where that when they decide to take something out to look at it, they go somewhere else and look at it. And then you never know what another man's standard is. You know what I mean? And then, that could be a false flag.
Yeah, that's just like, you go take for instance, you take them out to show them what you expect from them, and doing all that type of stuff. So you can give them some grades, and you go and you grade them based on performance up to, like you got a race car, and rather than going to the track, you know what I mean, you going up on Interstate 52. Well, the average person over there is just a commuter. You know what I mean? They just got it. When they go buy a car, they buy a car and say, "I want a car to get me from point A to point B. I got to go to work."
Well, see,
when they go to the dealership, they don't know what they might walk out with, because the standards are different. But when you go to a man and I want this car because I look, the aerodynamics is this, the engine is this, go to 0 to 60 and that. He did his homework before he comes to you, and he puts expectations on that car. When it's time for him to tune and dyno that car, he's gonna want to see it against other tuned and dyno cars. You know what I mean? He's not gonna want to see it against commuters on the local highway. And then after that, once he gets that car achieved, he won't have to come out as much. He'll be able to say, you know what? I'm gonna see what this car in my yard does with this car in my yard.
Right.
You'll start to have a good enough garage to where you know what a good race car is because you got good race cars. And when you put your own two cars on the track and you dyno them, and you look at, okay, it's doing 0 to 60 in this, it's doing the quarter mile is this, the eighth of a mile is this, the half mile is this. Okay, so this is my short distance car. That one over there is my long distance car. This right here, you want to do some drifting, I can dyno this one the right way to where we can drift. And I can do good. And I know this because that's my accomplished drifter, that's my accomplished quarter mile, that's my accomplished eighth of a mile, that's my accomplished eighth of a mile.
So long story short, if you can't win on your own yard, you ain't gonna win nowhere.
I mean that might not be true because you got guys whose standards are so high where can't win in their yard to go out and conquer the world.
Right.
It's just that the standards have become so high in their yard, but they can trust that.
They can trust it, yeah.
He might not can't win in my yard because of these standards that I've been consistently doing.
So what would you do? So what would become of him?
It's all on the who owns them. It's all on who owns them. Like I wouldn't think that you was trying to. I wasn't trying to think how to say this, but I wouldn't think how to. I wouldn't think that you were sitting there keeping something that was meant to be down at the junkyard. I hope that wouldn't be in your garage, so that we don't have to talk about that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if we talking about minimum standards, then you're not gonna see no junk in the garage. But his garage is the best that he could bring forward. So what's my best may be a piece of shit in another man's garage. That car might get smoked year after year after year, but I'm still bringing my best. You know what I mean? I'm still bringing my best, and I'm always trying to push forward. And as long as I push forward, just like at that same track we talking about, you'll eventually catch up. You'll eventually catch up. Think about how many men in NASCAR, they start off in 36th place and win that bitch. Because every time they go around that track, they're getting better and better and better and better. Every time they pull into the pit crew, that's new tires, that's a better grade of gas, that carburetor's been flushed. It's just things that they're doing to get this motherfucker around the circle quicker, faster. And I don't got to do nothing but be better than the people that's on the track to take home the gold. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
A dog might go down south, get his ass handed to him. A bad south dog might go all the way up north. He's not used to those cold climates and get his ass handed to him. It's all about what is able to be done those different ways, and you as the garage owner knowing what car to bring to what track. You know what I mean? If I got monster trucks, I'm gonna show you this monster truck and get up that hill and do some type of flip and all that. I'm gonna make the crowd go crazy. Yeah, they big, yeah, they slow, they came over, this a monster truck. Watch how damaging and how they just throw shit around and be brutal. So you should have something for, whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah. You mentioned something earlier that kind of marinated on my mind, that kind of marinated on my head earlier, just a few minutes ago. You was talking about you said something about the teeth, the genetic abnormalities, with, the big long teeth, you know what I mean? And, some when they see that and it shows up in their strain, they immediately try to breed on top of that. You know what I mean? Well, really, that's not where it is, you know, because
yeah, I'm gonna show you the difference. I'm gonna show you the difference.
I personally favor just a dog with just average teeth, man. You know, just average teeth. Because if that was the case, man, I don't see a lot of people lining up to, you know, breed anything that came down on champion dodo or tried to breed to himself when he was still alive. You know what I mean?
I bet you in today's time, if they would have advertised him just for his teeth, he would have had people lined up like a fast food restaurant, like the drive-through.
Well, like you say, I'm
gonna show you the difference. I'm gonna show you the difference in what I'm talking about. See, I just gave it from a good aspect. Now listen, let's say you take something like what's a tall dog? A Mayday dog supposed to have legs on it, or should have legs on it, right?
Right.
And you take a dog down from a line of dogs with legs, and you look, and this dog got short legs. Typically, you ain't gonna breed to it because the mutation doesn't fall where you want it to. But sometimes that one with those teeth is the same difference. It's the same difference, just that the mutation falls. So because that's why I threw it out there as far as having long teeth. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people can accept that. A lot of people want that. But when the mutation falls, the genetic mutation falls elsewhere, it's like, man, what the hell? It'll make a man talk bad about a whole line of dogs, a whole family of dogs. You know, so you gotta watch it. You know, you want to breed on what represents the line, what funneled the line real good.
Right.
That's what you want to see.
Perfect example. You know, I put up a pad yesterday, man. On you remember when I shared that pad on that champion magic dog? That yeah. Now,
that's
the whole matter of fact, you look at the whole the whole 5th generation of that dog. Every breeding was the exact same breeding all the way down. And you know, he's a result of a brother, huh?
The same family. I think it was the same family because it's the Skeeter dog with. I would have to look at it again because I wasn't familiar with the dog. It was just a page that y'all was sharing, so I was speaking on it. But like I told y'all yesterday, that dog is American history. When you look, you take his top and his bottom, look at him. It's pretty much the same thing on the top and the bottom. Just a little bit of difference there, which is cool because, like I told you, you want variation. But when you look at the names behind that dog, you start to look at the names of the dogs behind them. That's like taking the best beef from that certain places have to offer, and you making meatballs with it. You know what I mean? You can say, man, this is meatball history because it comes from the best that this country had to offer, the best that country had to offer, the best that country had to offer.
And then it's also showing you that it didn't need. Well, let me put it this way. From that dog, I'm gonna just start at the 5th generation. From the 5th generation all the way to the 1st generation. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't need $30 to make him, $40 to make him. They didn't have to cross into anything to make him.
I mean, just like I said, I would have to pull the pad up. I'm trying to remember, but I mean, me personally, I don't even want to keep talking about it because it seems like the more good you talk about a dog, it can be 2 men talking good about a dog. It'll cost 20 motherfuckers to come and start talking bad about it. You know what I mean?
Well, shoot. I know one matter of fact, one person hit me up. They getting ready to breed to him. Already had the wheels in motion. Huh?
I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't think that's a bad idea.
You know, yeah, I know it.
Anybody could get a breeding to that dog. I mean, if they can get a breeding, want to stay close to that family in the sense of, hey man, this is what I outcrossed it to. Let me look at this and decide which way you're going. Are you going to what you put magic into, or are you going towards magic? And you know, one of those you're gonna have to keep good relations. One, you just outcross to him, you wish the man the best, hey, yada yada yada. But the other one, you know, you're gonna wanna kind of stay in contact, you know. Both should want to stay in contact, but one is more detrimental than you stay in contact.
Say that again?
And I said both should want to stay in good graces and stay in constant contact. It's just one is more important than you stay in constant contact.
Right.
If you try to go towards them, you're going to have to, you know, go towards them in more ways than one to make sure you get longevity with it. And if you just want to outcross to them, then, you know, it is what it is. But I can see why a man would do both. He's well performed. He looks to be achieved, and he's family bred.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
Hey, look! Did you see the little thing? Check your Telegram.
Let me check it real quick. Yep. Wow. Hold up. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. All 4 feet on the ground.
Yeah, and I put it in slow mo so that you can really see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Dog is on a spring pole and he just in the air. I don't know what you working or what you may be trying to simulate. I don't know.
You ain't doing it but working his teeth.
And when he got 2 feet on the ground, I don't know what you're working, but I found a lot of benefit getting tired first.
I noticed you changed location with it. You put it on a whole different tree, didn't you?
No, it's the same spot.
Really?
Yeah, it's just what you gotta do. You don't work the ground built up. And it helps. I done kicked a bunch of brush over there to help with the actually getting to the muscles. Like it's like you jogging on sand.
Sand.
Yeah, as opposed to you jogging on the track.
Right.
On the track, you're gonna get better grip, which thrusts your body weight forward and your locomotion. If you're running on that sand, you gotta kind of more plant that foot to lock in to thrust your body forward in the locomotion. So one is hard to work on the muscles.
And
Being safe on the joint.
And 30 minutes. 30 minutes is enough to suffice.
Yeah, you gotta want to make them time first. That way,
say what now?
Put him on there, and he's fresh. He's gonna be more damaging, and it's not working him the way you want it to.
So he's either coming from the flirt to that spring pole, or he's coming from the treadmill to that spring pole.
Yeah, he's coming from something else. You gotta do something else to where his heart rate done went up. He done recovered.
Right.
Took his heart rate up again. He recovered all over again, and then put him on there.
Right.
He done did something. He may have been on a journey, but he did something else for going over there. Because number one, I don't want to keep having to fix my spring pole because you got to get that bitch just right. I don't want to keep having to fix it. I want you to be able to work with it.
Okay.
That's why you see him dancing like that.
Right. And
you put the right spring on there. it's actually way more body weight than he's gonna ever have to go up against.
Hey, hey, hold up, man. Hold up. Hey, I just tickled myself then. You know what I said? I say, man, hey, I say, I can't wait till you put that Ronald Reagan mask on and send me one of them Jenny videos. I mean, send me one of them flirt videos, bro. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna tell you, from what you call me all the time. You know, boom, hey man, hit me up on Telegram. Boom, I hit you up, and you out there, man. And I tell you, I've seen a lot of dogs flirt from the amateur standpoint and also from the professional standpoint. And you know, I hold the method that you do it in such high regards, and the philosophy behind it. I'm telling you, I seen that same dog right there on that spring pole, okay? And you standing 50 yards off from that goddamn dog. And that dog steady working that spring pole. And then when you took one step towards that dog, when you 50 yards, by the time you got to the 47th yard, bro, that dog had his eyes on you and he was already backing away. He was backing away with that rope in his mouth, man.
Yeah, you want, man, that dog probably don't work 45 minutes to an hour before I be getting over there. You know what I mean? So you'll see them using their legs more, using their core more, and that lazy dog, you know, dog is just, he locked in on that spring pole to where all he doing is applying pressure. He's standing still and applying pressure because he got it mastered. It ain't no fatigue in him. When you first let him start experiencing fatigue, and then you put him on that, he got to more or less work. You know what I mean?
Hold up. Let me check this comment out right here real quick. Just a second, real quick. I just heard Paris Daddy say you right with front off the ground 100%. Oh, he was talking about I guess he was just reiterating on what you were saying. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You know, with the front feet off the ground, you know, the dog hanging off the spring pole, and then you just broke it down, you know, the element of keeping all 4 feet on the ground while he's working. And Paris was just saying you was right 100%.
Well said, the front feet must be off the ground.
Why so?
If not, it's not worth the time to explain. I ain't got to promote myself in no chat, man.
No.
That's all I'm gonna say to that, man. I ain't never got, and I don't give a fuck about a coyote.
Wow.
Now that right there, and that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. But you know what I mean? It don't bother me, man. I know.
Well, I mean, listen. If you just really want to add a logical explanation to it, shit, your front feet ain't off the ground in that ring.
Man, look.
Not long. I mean, as far as, you know, coming out, you know, but through the duration of the contest, your feet is on the ground. Either you either in 2 positions, either all 4 feet on the ground, or you laying down, or you on your back. One of the 3.
I'll tell you one thing, and this is all. You can take pictures. You can do whatever you do, right? You should see the body in the same formation as whatever it is you're getting ready for. Whenever you're doing the work. I don't care. I'm gonna just break it down as what elementary school kids can do. You show something in a competition, like take for instance, in a ring, I'm going to throw my jab. So in training, I'm going to throw my jab. You know what I mean?
Right.
And one thing, oh no, you know what? I'm answering it right now. So Welsh, I will be answering your question right now. You sitting there and you take a picture of that body, right? You should see the same form. You should see the same muscles contracting. You should see the same thing that you're going to see wherever else it is that you may take that dog. And that shows that you're working them same muscles. You're putting them same muscles through fatigue. You're putting that body through the same, just the physical aspect of it to mentally be ready. It's not as shocking mentally when my body done already did this. The mailman has got to curl a bag and put it up on his shoulder. If he's doing curls in the workout, curling that bag is going to be easy. It's not going to be so shocking to his mental.
And also that's muscle memory training too.
Yeah, and that's what I already say. Most of us are creatures of habit. Even the dogs, they perform better in what they have the habit of being able to perform.
Tell her Hardy Dog. Hardy Dog just said all 4 feet on the ground. Dogs on argue in the air.
You know what I mean? And like one thing, let me just put this out there, man. Hey Welsh, you the supreme conditioner, you the supreme supplement maker, you got the supreme dog. Let's just say that. Now you can shut the fuck up, leave me the fuck alone about it. You know what I mean? Because I ain't never seen that shit promoted nowhere but on Pro Show. Now I'm trying to keep ignoring that bitch ass shit, and you know what I mean? You just keep antagonizing. I'm talking about the well-being of a dog and not nobody else's dog. You just heard me not even want to give too much props to a dog because the bitch ass shit that come with it when you start talking good about a dog. I don't give a fuck about no dog, man, and exactly what they do. I'm just talking about conditioning and working the dog. Give a fuck about all that shit, promote the dog's name and all that. I don't care nothing about that. And that's all I'm gonna say, man. That's all I'm gonna say to that. You promoting that shit in the face of a YouTube chat.
Right.
Fuck, man, get off my dick.
Just keep it on the dog.
And it's as simple as that.
And then you're not talking. And then actually, you're not just talking about one. You're not just talking about one particular dog anyway.
And keep this in mind. I'm the motherfucker that denied that fuck ass supplement. Wouldn't put that shit in my dog's body. You got the right nigga today, man. Don't give a fuck about no supplement. Fuck type shit these niggas on. It's always something, man. Always some girl ass shit. I'm talking about the well-being of a dog, and you just got it like a bee just buzzing in your ear. What's this? Well, tell me what's this? And I told you, I said, it's the minute you start talking good about something, you're gonna have a naysayer pop out who's emotionally tied to that shit. I'm not emotionally tied to it. You might run your dog down the fucking highway. I can't tell you wrong for how you get your dog ready. I'm just saying, hey, check this out and look at this.
Right.
What type shit is that?
Yeah. You know, and you know,
and then that's just like me. That's just like me keep wanting to be a pest to him because he said it's better for 2 feet to be off the ground. And look, he said I could care less what they is working. Number one, the video was slowed down. And as I said, the dog was already doing something else. That's high intensity work. So what's lazy about high intensity when you call yourself a conditioner, when you call yourself a supplement maker? What in your mind would be lazy about high intensity working? I don't need to say nothing else, man. I don't need to say nothing else.
No.
I was just showing a friend of mine a video, man, of something I was talking to him about.
Right.
He showed it to you. For one thing, my dogs ain't lazy. That's one thing I know. Ain't lazy by far.
Listen, I can say that myself. They're most definitely not lazy. And they ain't a day go by where they don't get exercise. Year round. Year round. Year round.
Yeah, so that's the part as to why, man, this breed is in the condition that it's in. This is the condition that it's in. Imagine, let me approach something and put you up on game, little nigga. Imagine a man that makes a supplement down in a man that he sees working a dog. The businessman will see a potential customer and try to reach out to him. Hey, man, I see your dog working, but I think it will work better on my supplement. And as a businessman, I would like for you to try my supplement. Anybody, let's say I had a supplement that I was trying to get out there.
Right.
Anybody I see working a dog and having an active dog, what do I want them to be? A potential customer. And that's business, man. That's business. You understand what I'm saying?
All right. And then that's Hardy Dog, Pennsylvania said spring pole bait should be eye level with the dog. And that's what it was, eye level.
And look, he's mad because I said feet supposed to be off the ground. I'm not mad about that. And really, I'm not mad. You just keep going on and on like I don't see you. I told you I was answering your question. I told you, man, I'm not connected to it. I'm not emotionally connected to it. I'm not emotionally connected to it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm emotionally connected to the dog.
Right.
So you see one workout and you feel the way you feel. And that's your right. I truly don't give a fuck. I ain't never gave a fuck about how you felt in no situation. So why would I be emotionally tied to how you feel in this situation?
And that's a big dilemma, and that's a big dilemma that we face as dog men today. You know, when you compare, when you look in comparison, to the gambler.
And he said he ain't say that the dog ain't look good. I never accused you of saying that. I never accused you of saying that. We men, yo. I never accused you of saying that. I ain't never accused you not once of saying the dog ain't look good. You'd be a fool to say that. I don't have to go ask the next man, do my dog look good? Because he ain't see him when he looked bad. He ain't see him normally. So yeah, he it's all off perception.
Right.
That's just like you, I could never tell you that the dog, that you're not wrong, that you're wrong for having the dog's front feet off of the ground. Your reason for using a spring pole may be different from mine. That's like one boxer trainer going and telling another boxer trainer you wrong for what you do in your gym. That's not, that ain't what I was trying to do, you know? I mean,
listen, I think that's a big dilemma, that we face today as dog men, that, in comparison, to when you compare.
The dog culture today is a monoculture. If one say it, they all gotta say it. If this kennel is breeding that way, they all gonna try to breed that way. That's why so many monocultures in this breed that are killing this breed. You know what I mean? You can't even have a difference of opinion in this breed no more because the competitive spirit is left.
Well, like you say, the gambler isn't emotionally attached to his dog. Point in case.
He said that my spring pole is supposed to be 2 feet long from Home Depot. I don't even know what that means, but when you start to talk about the pounds of resistance, the springs change. And I would think you get them from Home Depot or those to their garage door springs. But the pounds change. So I don't even know what that was about right there, man.
See, the reason why I'm not even going to reiterate on that any further, because it's not just the rope, it's not just the spring, it's another secret element that's also added to it. You know what I'm saying? That also gives us that gives the dog, more resistance, as far as as far as the the way the whole, you know, the way you got that whole setup, you know, the elasticity of the tree itself, you know, not being attached to a solid.
Even away from that, bro.
Yeah.
I said, even away from that, I wasn't trying to sell no. I wasn't trying to sell no product.
No.
I wasn't trying to sell no dog.
No.
I wasn't nothing. I just took this morning where everybody would be off work, and I talked about something that I do. People ask for studs over here, don't get them. People ask for pups over here, don't get them. People ask to buy my food, don't get it. I'm not trying to sell nothing. I'm not even trying to get you to think like me. I shared what I do. Now, it would be nice if the same motherfuckers that got an opinion would send you something to where they say, okay, well, this is why I do it this way, and these are the muscle groups that I'm working.
Long story short, man, just tell me where you at, man. Long story short, man, just tell me where you at. Just leave the cow gate unlocked.
It ain't. I ain't even.
No, I'm just saying, you know, that's just me. That's just me talking.
Yeah,
that's me talking.
I ain't even there. You gotta remember, this is a thing of honor. So you'd be wrong to expect something from, you know, somebody that's so black. I ain't never had dealings with them, so if that's all you ever showed me, do you think that that's what I want to see about you? I deal with gentlemen, man. I deal with gentlemen, so I don't even give a fuck about that. Feel how you feel about it. I'm cool. Really cool with it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wasn't trying to sell no supplement. I wasn't trying to sell no dog food. I wasn't trying to sell no dog. Like I can really let my nut hang for real. But for what? For what? We ain't in the same town. We not the same. You know what I mean? You're not my neighbor. I don't have to care about your opinion. But I would much rather you, instead of talking to me or trying to troll, why not just show what you're talking about? I showed what I was talking about. Why not show what you was talking about? And show the different muscle groups that what you were attempting to do by working them your way. And then I explained what I was doing by my way. And two men would be humble enough to understand that they might learn something from each other. And I might say, okay, you know what? When he was working that muscle group, he was doing it this way. So let me use that same apparatus to do it this way. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just when dealing with men, man. We're dealing with adults because I don't want to sing the women out of it. But when dealing with adults, you know what I mean? So it's a certain way I expect a man to be, and I hope he will have the same expectations for me. And that's granting respect from the start. But keep in mind, I ain't trying to sell none of y'all nothing. So it's not like I'm sitting here giving my opinion while trying to get y'all to buy something. Look at this dog, he's on this supplement that I make. Look at this dog, he's on this dog that I make. Oh man, I don't gotta do that. It's also for sale. Fuck out of here, man. Hey, I'm letting you go on with this show, man. You have a good one, man. Just hit me up when you know what I mean, whenever. You already know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And that shit all the way in the sunshine, smiling, man. Draped in that shit. Nobody kidding, man. What?
Man, you know what, man, to move on, to flip a page on something else, man, I was digging through the archives, man, and I was just looking, man, and I was looking at a lot of these venues, man, you know, not only, you know, I admire, you know, the setup of a lot of the venues, I looked around at a lot of the spectators, man, you know, and you know, their attire, man, you know, some real gentlemen, man, real gentlemen.
Yeah.
Real
you gotta remember, man, when you see old pictures, these men had suits on, ties on, dress shirts on.
Right.
Out there with the dog. It wasn't this whole thing that has attached itself to the dogs. Today, you know what I mean, men with insecurities, you know what I mean? They have attached themselves to the dog, and that's why the dog is looking bad. Men with ego problems, they have attached themselves to the dog. drug problems, communication problems, men that wasn't raised around masculinity. You know what I mean? Their mama and their granddaddy raised them, and their granddaddy really ain't fuck with their mama. He was embarrassed by it. So this is what's raised the hands of these dudes, to where you come into contact with them on a thing that connects you to them. Nothing more than this breed of dog connects you to them. And they give you such a bad experience. You have so many people that are good for the dog getting out of the dog because the men or lack thereof that have attached themselves to the breed.
Right.
You done had this dog done been in the crack house and in the White House. It ain't too many humans can say that. This breed is done. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, like you're saying, you know, I mean, if at this present rate, man, I'm telling you, I mean, in perfect comparison, the bully community. Of all the dog breeds in the whole world that you can name, from the Chihuahua all the way up to the Shih Tzu, the bully is the only dog that was bred without a purpose. If you 50 years, huh?
That shows you how serious it is when men of a breed stick together. Those guys stick together so much so they can take a dog that's bred with no purpose and put the type of numbers they put on it. Then they can take the name of another popular breed and can't go. You got to keep the average person today thinks that a pit bull is a bully. Why? Because the pit bull dudes, they so like, you know, chatty pal catty with each other. They can't even have a conversation without, you know what I mean, coming to something like, you know, like even all the girl ass emojis. That's girl shit, man. And I don't even mean to disrespect girls, but that's girl shit. That's young girl shit. You go over there and you look at them dudes, honorable with each other, throwing events with each other, making sure that they breed maintains the value. And these are dogs that have no purpose other than to stand there and breathe hard and eat dog food. They have no purpose. But look at what they're able to do. Look what they're able to do. From men sticking together. So much so, man, they was able to take the pit bull title away from the game dog, man. Took that bitch from them. Look at how many good dog men from the game dog era that have crossed over and are the bully guys now. Doing great over there with the bullies. They even taking the top breeders from them. Taking the name, taking the breed, and it's because of the camaraderie they got over there. You go look in their chat. It ain't nobody over there in them bully chats. You lying because of this, and I don't feel that way because of that, and that offends me because of this. They ain't gotta go through that. They ain't gotta go through that over there.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
and they really supportive of one another. You see them on camera, all their arms around each other, they talking, they all got the dogs right there, man. You know what I mean?
Just having a good time.
They kids is knowing each other. Man, you go to a dog man house right now, you make you sit out in the sun and won't even offer you a bottle of water.
I mean, even like you know, when you look at it, even the Shih Tzu. You know, we look at a Shih Tzu as a toy breed, but hell, it's probably a toy now.
That dog had a purpose.
It had a purpose.
That amongst the emperors and let them know when something was approaching.
That's right. Yeah, right. They were actually working. You know, they say you know they were protectors of the emperor. You know, if anything was coming,
some dynasties where those dogs saved the emperor.
They say
While doing what it was they were bred to do.
Doing what they were bred to do. But I go 100 years from now and I Google the American bully. It'll just say everything about it, but it will have no purpose because it was bred without a purpose. They weren't bred for no work. They tried to weight pool with them, they couldn't compete. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they used to be there as a weight pooler, but it was more of the XL.
More the XL. I'm talking about.
More the XL.
I'm talking about what they got now.
Well, they still have XLs now.
Yeah.
Different classes, micros, other stuff is.
Who you talking
And
about?
you still have
You talking about
some
Hulk?
of the
You talking about Hulk?
Nah, I'm talking about before his time. I'm talking like when you could see the Peterson dogs, the Camelot dogs, the back in that era, really before the Razor's Edge era.
I can't do number one but fatten them up and take them to the flea market.
Yeah, you know they were.
That's all. That's all the good.
I mean, still today they was being used for, you know, guard dog work, but it was a particular.
They ain't good for that.
I don't think the micros and all that. I don't know what they're used for, but yeah, they kind of started out with a little standard, and then it just went to whoa, you know what I mean?
Color galore.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, man. You
Yeah,
know,
so I wish this dog can get back in the hands of gentlemen. But these are men who come over here for business purposes. They come to the breed for business purposes. You know, they really can't turn nobody away. You know, and they don't turn nobody away. That's like Giant or Win Dixie or one
that's
of
right,
them
Larry.
saying. That's like one of them saying, "Hey, you can't buy these grapes." Nah, they're not gonna say that. They're gonna put a price tag on it, and whoever can afford the grapes can get them.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie, boy. I damn sure wish I was at that flea market that day when they bought Gamble. I've been saying Virgin. Yeah, I've been saying Virgin. Okay, you got him already. Well, it's 3 more in there. Give me 2 of them. What? $150 a piece? Cool. Give me 2 of them.
Yeah, what I tell you. Today, champion 300 would have been champion 150. Because you can find, you know, the dog is liquidated everywhere. And this takes it out the hands of those who do best with it. They always did best with the family man, the gentleman, you know what I mean, the man that was passionate about dogs, period. Like when you read about a lot of those older guys, and you know, when you get down into their interview about childhood, a lot of them didn't even know that the bulldog exists. They were great border collie owners. They were great mutt owners. They was already great for the dogs before they was blessed with the breed. So now you got people who are just blessed with the breed because they got a buck. They don't have to be a great dog owner. They don't even got to know what to feed the dog. You see so many people today that have a dog and I ask you what to feed them, instead of asking what you feed a dog before they even get a dog.
Right.
Yeah, so when you put a price on something, man, you lose control of it. You lose control of it. And once I see, and I could be wrong, but I'm just talking more or less what I read because I wasn't there, but I'm talking what I've consistently read. The names of the men would change, but the story would stay the same. Like I said, they typically owned another breed and they was good for it, or they were around and was gifted a dog because they were around. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I see exactly what you're saying. I was just typing something in.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? I like to deal with gentlemen. And if I ever make moves, may it be to a gentleman. May it only be to a gentleman. You know, same as if I win.
Look,
you know, gentlemen.
Win with honor and lose with honor.
Yeah. And debate with honor. You have a difference of opinion with honor.
Difference opinion with honor.
Because let me tell you something. I don't really care about you as a person if I'm only meeting you for the dogs. You good to the dogs, you a friend to the breed, you're a friend to me. I don't care about your race, your color, your nothing. Almost like a job when they hire you. The things they don't discriminate against, neither do I when it comes to is a dog doing bad or good in your hands.
Right.
And that's just it. That's the only way I'm willing to judge a man. So a lot of times when a man come with, you know, some other stuff that's personal level, or it doesn't really involve the dogs, or in my mind, I feel it shouldn't involve the dogs. It don't bother me. It don't, you know what I mean? You got to constantly keep doing whatever it is you're doing before I even approach it. Because I'm truly here for the dogs. And I think my yard will show that.
Right.
My yard will show that. The men have constantly changed. One thing that has stayed the same in my life is the dogs.
Yeah. I had a little bit. It wasn't much milk in there anyway. I don't understand nobody.
I'm getting ready to feed these dogs, man, and I'm gonna tune in from the back street. May everybody enjoy the Memorial Day.
Hey man, as always, listen, man, I appreciate you pulling up, bro. I appreciate you pulling up, and I enjoy the commentary.
And man, like I said, man, we ain't never, like I said, we take from that shit, man. We don't give a fuck. I'm just the one that speaks, you know. But yeah, you know the rest, man. So yeah, man, I'm gonna tune in from the back.
Hey, okay, cool. That's what's up. That's what's up. Most definitely. You know, there we have it, man. Yeah, man. That's what time it is, man. You know, everybody just keeping about the dog, man. About the dog. You know, and see the difference between, you know, when you're dealing with the differences of opinion, you know what I'm saying? You know, everybody has a right to it. You know, especially if it's for educational purposes. It's for educational purposes. You know, unless you know me, unless me, Derek Robinson, you know, Paris Jackson, Melvin Brown, anybody, Bama Goals, Luca Brasi, anybody, you know, actually see something, any type of information, you know, that's in manifest error that may be misleading or misguiding in any type of way. Hey man, you know, by all means, you know, you have to scream. You have to let the people know, you know, you don't want to lead anybody down the wrong path. But there's nothing wrong with saying, hey man, you know, this is just how I do things. And guess what? It worked for me, and I've been successful with it. You know, I've been successful with it. You have to get into no shout match, man, especially about any dog. You know, because then, you know, it gets to a point now to where it's no longer about the dogs, it's about the men. And it should never have to be like that. It shouldn't have to be like that. You know, brother come through and shared a little bit, you know, of knowledge, you know, and you know, just hung out. An hour, 23 minutes, 35 seconds going. And you know, and everybody's not gonna appreciate, you know, everything that they see, everything that they hear. That's anywhere they go, you know. But yet and still, you know, we all learn from this. You know, it's a learning experience for everybody. You know, and there's not one. There's no top dog authority when you're talking about dealing with these dogs. There's no tip top. There's no one at the top of the pyramid unless you're putting up Don Mayfield numbers. See, see, you know, unless you're putting up Don Mayfield numbers. You know, unless you're putting up unless you're putting up you know, big numbers, you know, there's no real big authority in this game. You know, a lot of people, you know, veteran, amateur, up and comer alike, are always looking for something new. You know, always looking for something to get better, always striving to get better, you know. And this is what we do. And this is what we do. There's a lot of stuff that's been shared on this platform, you know, that many people wouldn't even bother to tell you, you know, just because they're just that much competitive, you know. Man, I tried to twist Mr. Harold Mason's arm to give me one. Tell us something on worming. Oh, I'm finna get off. I'm finna get off. Oh, I'm finna get off. Yeah, I'm glad you save me every time. Yeah, I'm done. Damn, what the hell this is? Wells Campbell's Combine said, I give Mayfield his credit. Muscle. But Welsh number dog condition family. Whatever that means. Eli Cannon, man, what's up? Kyrie Brozier. Delani O'Pry, what's up, man? What's good? Yeah, what's good? Yeah. Yeah, man. Tina Law, how you doing? Yeah, you're right. You're right, Tina. You're right. You're exactly right. Well, this sums up the morning edition for Pro Game Magazine, top of the morning show. Yeah, everything is for educational and historical purposes only, man. You know, here, you know, we don't condone, you know, any form of illegal animal baiting, breeding, selling pups for that purpose. We just like to talk dogs and talk the history of the dogs and talk about the history of the men that did the dog. Other than that, man, you know, we just hanging out over here, man. That's all we doing. You know, just trying to keep a good positive atmosphere and a good vibe. And Melvin Brown, man, you know, you're doing an excellent job, man. You know, as a moderator, man, you know, I want to tip my hat off to you, brother, for real. Yeah, you know, yeah, this is a zero tolerance platform, man. You know, Paris say, I remember in the '80s, nice bulldogs were brought out of the thrifty nickel, bred right, and were real bulldogs. Now, I'm glad you said that. I was finna get ready. Yeah, I'm finna get ready to go. Lot of, you know, in the game dog world, you know, seeing is believing hold more weight than anything else. Seeing with your own two eyes hold more weight than any pedigree that you can dream of. You know, it does. Seeing. Experience is even better, you know. And it kind of aches me a little bit, you know, when the ambassador came on, you know, and a couple of people trolled him, you know, hey man, hey, all he's trying to do is pedal dogs, all he's trying to do is this, you know, but you got to understand, you know, we're dealing with gentlemen again now. Man, look, the accomplishments that he has made for the breed has been highly unnoticed. What do you mean, bro? What do you mean when you said accomplishments? Simple. Just think about it. You know, here you have a brother, African American brother, who loves to travel. His job requires for him to travel. He's an international transporter. He transports German shepherds, Rottweilers, uh, poodles. He's not restricted to this, not just one type of dog. But he gained a friend and a confidence, with those brothers, across the pond. Listen, they done gave him land, and he got a yard. Man got they gave him land, gave him a plot of land, got his own yard over there. He been there, actually been there. I got to send another shout out, the SBO. And then you remember, I did a show. SBO called in, and me and him, we sat here and we vibed out. We vibed out about an hour, maybe 2 hours. And the first question came out of my mind, because I'm not lying. I was curious myself, and I was real skeptic. I was real skeptic, and I was extremely curious. And the first question came out of my mouth, and many of you could remember that's been following me for any amount of time. First question came out of my mouth. I say, SBO, how do you compare that stuff over here to OBM? He couldn't even, boy, it's like the 80s over there. See, that's what made me think of that, Paris. He said, when I went over there, he said, those dogs over there remind me of the dogs of the 80s, just like the dogs of the 80s. And I was like, wow, they got some pretty good dogs. Okay. And they all spring from the same roots. Their dogs come from us, and they took those dogs and they did what they did with it. And guess what? Some of us over here, has been fortunate enough to have some of that stuff, and the whole original plan, as far as when you're talking about making America game again, and making the world, keeping the world game as a whole, plain and simple. The stuff that they've been hanging out with over there for the last 15, 20, maybe 30 years, and some maybe even longer, all you got to do is breed that stuff back into the well-bred stock that we have, and it would actually change our dogs and make our dogs much better. Some may agree, some may not agree with me, but that's just how it is, And if that wasn't the case, I swear to God, y'all wouldn't be lining up to breed the ship. Y'all wouldn't be lining up to breed the ship. You wouldn't want nothing off, or you wouldn't want nothing off ship. But look where he came from. Look where he at now. And look what he's producing. And guess what? Some of y'all in the chat happen to like it. Some of y'all actually love it. I'll see y'all later, man.